Welcome to Pydle day 99. I've got a big announcement today. I've had a major rewrite of Pydle, and as you can see in this blue announcement, Pydle now runs Python in the browser. So if you do experience any bugs, please drop a comment in on YouTube, I think, or TikTok. So I've tested it extensively, but there may still be things that aren't working. Now, the big advantage is that you'll be able to use imports, and I've also removed the line limit restriction. So you can, if you want to use one-liners for your Pydles, then do go ahead. Now, one downside of this is that Pydle does take a little bit longer because it needs to load the Python environment, and it's a WebAssembly, and that needs to be compiled. So it can take up to 6 seconds. So I'm just going to refresh this and see if I can so when you visit Pydle, it needs to download the Python environment, then compile that WebAssembly, and that takes a bit of time. But I hope the advantages will make it worth it for you. So it takes a bit longer in my environment because I'm running in debug mode. Okay, so when it finishes, it says done, and then it goes back to the code window. I've also changed the default to include the 2 loops, which we most days use. Okay, so today's Pydle is a crown. Have a go at solving that. So it's Pydle 99. If you need to Pydle, I will now solve yesterday's Pydle, which was a torch. So follow along to get some hints on how to solve Pydles. So we're going to start with a red pixel first. So we're going to say if x equals y equals 4, then do a red pixel. Oops. So what I am going to do is I'm going to invert the y-axis. So that needs to be 4 minus y. And you can see why that's going to be convenient, because we've got basically a straight line from that bottom left. So if I have my y origin at the bottom, then that's going to make it better. Okay, there you can see red pixel done. Now next, the yellow pixels. Now I'm not entirely happy with my solution, so there's probably better ways of doing that, but I'm just going to compare tuples, a list of tuples, and I'm going to use the zip function to create the tuples of the coordinates that need to be yellow. There are 3 of them. So the x coordinates for them are, you can see, it's 3, 3, and 4. And the y coordinates are, if you count from bottom, it's going to be 3, 4, 3. If you're new to the zip function, what it does, it combines two lists and then creates a list of tuples. So it joins the first element in each list. So that first tuple will be 3, 3, and then 3, 4, and then 4, 3. Okay, so now we just need to make those yellow. Okay, so we've got the flame done, and now just the brown stick. And for that, we're just going to do else if, and we say absolute value of x minus y is less than 2. Okay, so if we set if we set x equals y, would have gotten a very thin stick. Okay, so that would have been a single kind of pixel stick, but if we do absolute value, so you can see that is the equation x minus y equals 0. So that would have been that equation, but what we now say is absolute value x minus y, and we expand it by 1 pixel, so less than 2. Okay, so now it's going to broaden that brush it's painting the stick with. Okay, so that solves our Pydle for today. Do check out the changes to Pydle, especially it running in the browser. You no longer restricted to 80 character lines. You're still restricted to 10 lines of code. You can now use imports. So if you like to use iter tools, and then you can do basically equivalent of the loop. So you can say for x comma y in iter tools dot product range 5 comma repeat. I think it's repeat. Let me just check. Repeat, yes. So bit equals 2, and then you can say Pydle x comma y okay, so but there's a lot of other things that iter tools give you, so go to W3 Schools to learn more about iter tools. Okay, have fun solving the crown today, and let me know in comments if you experience any bugs, or I mean, unfortunately it does take a bit longer to load, but I feel the advantages outweigh that disadvantage. So I'll see you again tomorrow.